Hey, Bob. I just got back from the store, honey. I bought the eggs and the toast like you wanted. What are we gonna do tonight, sweetheart? I want to have some fun with you, maybe some alone time. Listen, baby, I just got off the phone with Dale, my friend from work, and he wants to come over tonight with his wife, Melissa, and do some more wife swapping. You know, I'll go back in the bedroom with Melissa, and we can have some fun back there. I'll fuck his wife, and he can have some fun with you on the couch. How does that sound, baby? Sound good? Oh, okay, honey. We'll wife swap again tonight. Dale is pretty cute. The thing I love about Dale's wife is she weighs about 500 pounds. So there's just so much more to love.
And inside every fold is like Velveeta cheese.
Hidden pieces of Velveeta cheese, ranch dressing, a little bit of pickles here and there.
She weighs about 500 fucking pounds, fat bitch.
More cushion for the fucking pushing. Eating that Papa John's out of the bitch's ass. It's gonna be really, really fucking good. Hey Dale, hey buddy, listen. When you and Melissa come over later tonight, make sure she takes a damn bath this time. Last time she was over here, well, just listen for a minute, god damn it. Last time she was over here, she smelled bad. Well, to be honest with you, her fucking pussy stinks, that's what. Yeah, her damn pussy. My wife stinks. What? Well, maybe you shouldn't be eating her asshole out then. Just listen, just have her wash that shit out. I don't want to get fucking throw up again. God damn, we're having Papa John's tonight. Alright, goodbye. I'll make the egg salad. Huh, good, you've got out all the ingredients. Dale and Melissa are almost here, you stupid bitch. Egg salad makes her ready for sex. And then when she's done, she blows ass in the bathroom. Blows that egg salad all over the wall.
Hi, honey. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
I believe in aliens.
Hey guys, it's me again, Eric here at Mountaintop 9, and tonight I want to change things up a little bit. Instead of talking about a movie from the 1970s or the 1980s or the 1990s, I want to talk about something a little bit newer. This one came out in 2012 and it's called The Sleeper. Now, this is one of those movies where it tries to go for a grindhouse type of aesthetic. You know, it tries to look like a movie that took place back in the 70s or early 80s. It kind of wants to go for that gritty vintage look and style. And you know, those types of movies are really hit and miss. Most of them don't live up to what they're trying to accomplish. And this one, I think this is an okay flick. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It really tries to riff on Black Christmas quite a bit. There are lots of similarities to Black Christmas, and that's one of my favorite films. So, you know, for me, that's kind of touchy. I don't want to see a movie that totally rips off one of my favorite flicks. This one kind of straddles that line. It comes really close to just kind of going too far a little bit, shall we say. It's a little bit too obvious at times that it's going for a Black Christmas type of thing, even down to the way certain things look and certain characters. And we'll get into that as the review progresses. Now, I bought this film directly from the creator of the film, Justin Russell, and at the time it came out in a DVD VHS combo pack, and this is the cover of that release, as you see right here. Now, he signed it up in the corner there, as you can see. I think he said keep the 80s alive or something like that. If you're familiar with the Key Video VHS releases from the 1980s, like Killer Party and others, you can see it's going for a similar color scheme. And there's the cover. I think it's a pretty cool cover. And then here's the back right here. Now I'll show you what we have in here. We have a VHS and a DVD. And the VHS is red. And I kind of like down in the corner here, I think it's a nice touch. There's a 50-cent charge if the tape isn't rewound. So there's the VHS that came with it. I like how it's colored red. And the DVD inside, as you can see, it's going for a Don't Go in the House type look. It's very reminiscent of Don't Go in the House. Alright? And on this DVD, there's a director's commentary, there's behind-the-scenes footage. Also, this movie has a Joe Bob Briggs cameo, if you're a fan of him. It's real short, and it's towards the end, but it's still interesting that he popped up in this flick. And you can buy this DVD on its own. You didn't have to buy it in the combo pack. So it's a neat little box. You know, I like it. I think it's a cool thing to have on the shelf. Like I said, you could get the DVD on its own. I don't even know if they're still making these combo packs or not. I like how there's a little horror movie sticker up there in the corner like you'd see at the video store. So now that we've gotten some of the background info out of the way, let's dive headlong right into the plot. The stalk and slash madness begins in 1979. A pretty young co-ed is combing her hair and humming to herself like a dumbass. She doesn't know that a stalker is outside surveying the house, and when she turns out the lights to go to bed, he creeps inside and walks up the fucking stairs. The poor girl thinks she is safe and secure, but when she opens her eyes and sees a maniac holding a hammer above her head, she lets out a blood-curdling scream, and the screen fades to black. That's when the action jumps ahead to 1981. This is when we meet Amy. She's a beautiful girl with a heart of gold. Too bad she likes to let out nasty farts that stink up the whole goddamn campus. But enough about her smelly butt cheeks. Let's focus on the fucking story. Some girls from the Alpha Theta sorority invite her to a party, probably hoping that she will pledge and become a sorority sister too. Amy seems to like the idea of becoming a sorority sister, and when she gets back to her stinky dorm, she tells her gorgeous roommate Ava all about the party. Ava agrees to attend the get-together with her friend, and they both smile and let out more stinky farts. Little do they know that a maniac is prowling the area. He has pictures of the girls taped to his wall, and he dreams about killing them and sniffing their buttholes. And this psychopath doesn't waste any precious time. Over the next couple of nights, he goes on a bloodthirsty killing spree, all the while making bizarre and menacing phone calls to the sorority house. Pretty soon, a detective is called in to investigate. But for this sleepy little campus, help may have come just a bit too late. Alright, now that we've got the storyline out of the way, let's go over a few notable kills. Not all of them, but just enough to give you a taste. One chick gets her head smashed in by a hammer while she's lying in bed. The killer brings the blunt object down repeatedly, turning her noggin into a broken mess. Also, a killer puts the back of his hammer through one girl's eye. Blood spills from the socket like shit from an asshole. And my favorite scene is when this girl gets her head chopped off after making out with her boyfriend by a swimming pool. The severed head is pretty damn cool. It's real rubbery and grotesque, and I like the way the eyes shift to the side. Now, have you ever watched something that makes you just seethe with pure, blinding rage? You know, the kind of thing that makes your pupils dilate, your blood boil, and your dick stand at attention? Well, there is a disco scene in this movie that just makes me so goddamn angry because it really takes you out of the movie and it's so transparent and obvious and cutesy that it just almost sinks the whole film for me. Just look at these stupid pieces of shit trying to dance. The girl in the white skirt moves like a fucking idiot, and the smiles on their faces make me want to vomit. And it drags on way too fucking long. I mean, this scene, I remember the first time I saw it. I've watched this movie probably 3 times altogether. I watched it again before I sat down to do this review, but I'm telling you what, it's just as bad as it was the first couple times I saw the movie. Just drags on way too long. What the fuck was this director thinking, putting a stupid ass scene like this in the movie? This scene is so damn bad that it gives me nightmares. So let's move on right now.
Before I take a nice big dump right in my pants.
I'm gonna take a shit in my pants. I'm about to go poo-poo. Alright, now let's talk about the score by Gremlin. That's what it says on here. It says music score by Gremlin. I guess instead of calling your music project Goblin, this one's called Gremlin, so whatever. The point is, this score is very much reminiscent of Black Christmas. It has those detuned piano swells. You know it when you hear it. It's that sound, you know, it kind of builds a sense of dread and tension. Now, in Black Christmas, that worked masterfully because it was very much still an original thing. Now that you're watching and hearing that sound in a movie like The Sleeper, it doesn't come off as original and it doesn't create the same level of dread because you've heard it before. But, you know, it still works. It just doesn't work masterfully. This movie obviously isn't a masterpiece like Black Christmas, far from it. But that's what it tries to do. It does the detuned, really low, rumbling piano sounds, but also you have some nice fluttering synthesizer notes that are very much reminiscent of stuff that came out in the early 80s. So this movie tries to combine it with the music. It tries to combine 70s sounds with 80s. So you have the fluttering, eerie sounding, atmospheric, drifting synthesizer notes, those high notes. It does match up with what he's trying to do visually here. For me, when I hear this score, I think of movies like Black Christmas, I think of Pieces, I think of The Boogeyman, you know, all that kind of stuff kind of thrown together in a blender, and that's what this score by Gremlin is. My favorite part of the score, though, is what plays at the end credits after the final freeze frame. It's got this nice atmospheric, sorrowful kind of quality to it. You know what I mean? It's not like a straight up scary thing. It tries to go for like this this depth. It tries to go for a sense of a somber sense, and I like that. I like stuff like that when it plays over the end credits. It doesn't always have to be scary and dread-filled. It's also nice to get something a little bit offbeat and maybe a little sadness added in there. It adds an extra dimension. So my hat's off to Gremlin. I really like that thing that plays over the end credits. That's pretty damn good. Now, as far as the setting, the sorority house looks effectively dark and creepy. It definitely does, but probably too much so. I mean, this place, you know, at least in Black Christmas, the sorority that the girls were staying in, it looks warm and inviting. It has a sense of atmosphere, and you know, those nighttime shots, you know, it looks gloomy and it looks kind of large and all-encompassing, and you wonder where the killer's hiding out in there. You know, he hides up in the attic a lot, but you know he creeps around the house too. So it has that sense of fear also. But with the Christmas lights and the girls inside, it just seems like this warm place. It seems inviting. It seems like a place where sorority girls would want to fucking live. In this movie, The Sleeper, this sorority house seems, it looks like a pile of shit. It just looks like a place I wouldn't want to fucking live in. It's ugly, okay? Yeah, it's fucking scary, but it also looks like the kind of place that would be abandoned and that people would walk across the street and they would whisper about. You know what I mean? A place that people wouldn't want to venture into. But still, it's a cool house. Definitely works good for a horror movie. This movie has so much, it pulls so many different elements from Black Christmas, okay? From the score, like we've already talked about, but also the fact that it takes place during the winter. You've got a sorority house with girls. You've got prank phone calls. The killer is making phone calls in between the killings. Even the police detective in this goddamn movie is he sort of looks like John Saxon, and he sort of dresses like the John Saxon police detective in Black Christmas. So you just can't escape it. There are so many damn similarities. And that's the thing with me. It's okay to pay homage to films that you love. Films that you grew up watching and that touched you in some way and left an imprint on your psyche. I totally understand that. But I also don't like it when something really just riffs so heavily on something that it becomes almost overbearing. There's got to be at least some touches of originality. I don't like it when so many damn elements are taken from a picture. That just kind of bothers me in a way. I feel like you should still have some form of expression from yourself. Like something should still come from your heart and still be like this mark that you leave personally as an individual, as yourself. You gotta have your own take on something. I want to see where they're coming from. You have to leave your own mark on things, and I just feel like this movie really missed the boat with that. One thing I want to talk about also with the setting is at the very beginning and at the very end, you get some scratches and some pops, and it kind of looks gritty and vintage. I feel like this movie would have worked a little bit better if they had done that all throughout the film. Too much of the film actually looks crisp and clean, a little bit too clean. This movie would have benefited if they would have done more of that kind of grindhouse look all throughout the picture. It just would have added a little extra ambience, I think, because I really like the final freeze frame in this movie. I think that's really cool. I like the way Justin Russell composed the shot. He's a good cinematographer. I like the way he composed different shots in this movie. I just wish he would have brought a more personal flair to it. I feel like it, like I said, it just takes too much from Black Christmas. Now, the killer does use a knife once in this movie, and he also uses an axe one time, and that's the best part, when he chops the girl's head off with the axe. I really like that. But I'll tell you what, his weapon of choice in this movie that he uses the majority of the time is a goddamn little puny hammer. I'm sorry, but that is not a potent weapon or fear-inducing. It's not like it's a big-ass sledgehammer or something like that. It's just this little fucking hammer, and it just doesn't do it for me. Like I said, it's not potent enough. It's not imposing, and he just uses it too damn much. I would have rather seen him going around the whole time with a fucking axe or a big butcher knife or a hatchet. You know, something like that would have been a lot better in my opinion. You know, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, when Chop Top is beating that guy with the hammer, that's really effective because there's something very violent and primal about it, because as he's beating him with the hammer, the guy's like convulsing and moving around and his limbs are shaking, he's having tremors, and the blood's kind of spurting up. So in that movie, it really works because it feels so brutal and violent. In this movie, when the killer kills people with his hammer, the sound effects just don't do it, for one thing. Like I said, when he's smashing the one girl's skull, it sounds like he's breaking a carton of eggs. It just doesn't work. So it doesn't add a potency. It doesn't add that extra jolt. And, you know, other times, like when he's fucking people up with the hammer, it sometimes doesn't even sound like anything. So it just doesn't work for me. I really like the axe murder in here. There should have been more stuff like that with him taking the axe, chopping off limbs. Stuff like that would have been really cool. Because like I said, that severed head there laying next to the swimming pool with the eyes shifting, I thought that was really cool. Now, the killer in this movie, as far as his look and everything, and he kind of has an offbeat, like George Tatum from Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. He has a little bit of that quality, simply because he's got these nervous twitches and he's moving his face around and he just looks kind of fucked up. He has these really cloudy eyes, so he has an interesting little look to him. But there's scenes in here where the killer is chasing after someone and he just doesn't look very imposing. It kind of looks silly, actually. So he's not a very imposing type of killer. I feel like they showed him full on too much, to be frank with you. They should have kept him more in the shadows and not shown him quite so much. You never find out why this killer in this movie is doing what he's doing. You also, there's no point in the scene from 1979. There's no fucking reason to have that scene at the beginning that takes place in 1979. No one ever talks about it. It's not like that part in 1979 was showing someone fall off a balcony or some kind of pledge accident, something that, you know, a character's getting revenge for later. No, it has no bearing on the rest of the film, so I don't know why the fuck it's in there. Also, another complaint, the chase scene, when this killer is chasing the final girl, it goes on way too long. It's not, you know, it's not paced correctly. She hides in this movie theater, and that scene drags on way too long when he's looking amongst the chairs trying to find her. So that's really annoying. That kind of almost made me fall asleep, and I was drinking fucking coffee when I was watching it. So overall, The Sleeper is an okay movie. There are elements of it that I like, and there are elements of it that I don't like at all. But you need to give the movie a watch and make come to your own conclusion, you know what I mean? I think the package that it was released in was kind of neat, you know, having a DVD and a VHS there, and I like that key video aesthetic up there at the top, the colors. Give it a watch, see what you think. For me, it's okay. There are too many things in this movie that miss the mark for me, where it could have been improved, you know? It's a fun little time waster, you know, to give a watch once or twice. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And guess what? I'll see you guys next time. Jenny, get your ass up. Dale and Melissa are gonna be over here soon. He's bringing Papa John's. Do you got the egg salad made?